Hey there, friends. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new to the Pharmacist Diaries podcast and YouTube channel, my name is Anisha. I am a pharmacist by background, a podcaster by passion, but also a very, very overwhelmed and stressed out parent right now. You are seeing a video today that is different to what I would normally put onto my YouTube channel. You are not seeing a podcast. You are seeing an episode directly from me, or actually, I can't really call it an episode. I have to call it a YouTube video. That's a big shift for me, but quite exciting. It's been a really, really tough couple of weeks for me as a parent and as an employee. And I wanted to share what's been happening over the last few weeks and how I'm managing a lot of that overwhelm, the feeling of burnout, feeling of being stretched way too thin, and what I've been doing to help my mental health, my health and general well-being, and getting back onto like my normal, very productive, efficient, crazy excited and enthusiastic self. So a few weeks ago, unfortunately, my son got a stomach bug. So he was experiencing symptoms, which I won't get into, but he was up 6 to 7 times at night for nappy changes, which for us over a few days or even a week is so challenging because you have to continue as a professional, as an employee, as a podcaster. You also need to continue as a parent, regardless of what's happening during that night shift, let's call it, and crack on with the day. And after a few days of experiencing this, we obviously felt very stressed and overwhelmed and deflated from that experience. And we were hoping that once his stomach bug improved, that our sleep would go back to its normal, wonderful 8 to 9 hours a night. 3 weeks into the journey, unfortunately, many of you may know, as a lot of my followers are parents, which I've recently discovered through LinkedIn, is that you can have ups and downs with parenting. You never know what's going to happen. You never know how much sleep that you're really going to get. And when you get into a good sleep routine and suddenly your child decides to flip the script, you can be put into quite a challenging situation when it comes to your energy levels and feeling quite depleted. Unfortunately for us, little Kai is a monkey and has figured out that he can wake up multiple times a night and is now disturbing us all the time. So last week, I started experiencing my own symptoms of what I think is IBS. I had really severe stomach pain. I was feeling really nauseous and obviously very drained and depleted of energy because of so many weeks of sleep deprivation. And when I started experiencing these symptoms, I felt bedridden. I felt I couldn't sit, I couldn't stand, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't lie in bed and just binge watch TV because I just felt so uncomfortable. And the sensation of that pain and just frustration was constantly there. I felt like a really crappy parent because I wasn't really able to help Sanjay with our general kind of like daily parenting duties. And I really had to kind of step back and realize that I needed to slow down significantly and pretty much immediately. I called for my tribe, my family, to come and help me. So my parents really helped with childcare over the weekend to allow me some headspace to sort myself out and basically manage those symptoms in the hopes that they would subside. But unfortunately, they continued for well over a week. When we got into the weekdays, I obviously had to contact my employer. Some of you may know that I work as a locum pharmacist now. I'm not in a permanent job. So I'm working for a hospital as both a pediatric pharmacist, but also in adult infectious diseases. Quite an interesting mix, but I absolutely love working for the hospital as a locum. They're giving me really flexible hours. I'm enjoying the work that I'm doing without feeling overwhelmed by too much during this journey that I'm going on, where I'm trying to find more balance with home and work life. So I contacted the hospital to let them know how I was feeling and explained to them that actually, do you know what? I need to just take a few days out of my routine to step away from work and just not think about the hospital or patients or the commitments I have. And focus on myself. And luckily last week, Liliana restarted school and Kai's at nursery. So that would mean that I have multiple days at home to try and recover. So the 5 strategies that I used last week that have really helped me to feel more like myself as of today and to create this video are, the first one is just daily yoga. So I have been practicing yoga for well over a decade. Before having children, I would practice for at least an hour and a half or 2 hours a day. And this is back when I was living in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, and I would just love doing yoga outdoors, on the beach, sitting by the pool, having a little swim, then doing a little yoga. I did it in the gym, but I also did a lot of it at home. So I use the Alo Moves app, which I absolutely love and have loved for over a decade. But I also create my own yoga flows and do what I feel is kind of helpful on the mat. And since having children, I have not been able to keep up with my daily 90-minute yoga sessions. And I just kind of chop in and out when I can. And that I've kind of just accepted that as part of my routine as a parent, and that I can't do everything that I used to do before having children. But when I don't feel good, whether that's mentally, physically, emotionally, stepping onto that yoga mat is a game changer for me. It allows me to really just sit with my thoughts, sit with my emotions. The breathing as part of the yoga really helps me to feel more grounded. And it just sets a positive tone for the day if I do it early in the morning. So that's what I've been doing as of last week. Every day, drop Lily to school and Kai to nursery, get home and directly go onto my yoga mat. I love to have mood lighting. So I try and have quite dark environment. I like candles. I keep my lamps on. And I also get my journal out and kind of record my thoughts, how I'm feeling, the good and the bad. But I also write down things I'm really grateful for, because even when you're feeling so crappy and in that moment when you just don't feel good and you're really tired and you wake up so exhausted that you just believe that you're going to have a really shitty day because you're that tired, that small practice allows me to shift my mindset to say that actually there are multiple good things that are happening in my life and things that I can be grateful for, such as my husband who's been really supportive, or my parents who have helped out, or someone who's given me a phone call, or all you guys who connect with me usually through social media and send me like absolutely beautiful messages of kindness and love and care, that there are other parents going through a similar situation. I write down those thoughts because it helps me to shift that mindset. So I do my yoga, do my journal, and then my second strategy is to jump onto my favorite app that's called Balance, where I then practice 5 to 10 minutes of meditation. Again, this is something I've been doing for a really long time and just really helps me to kind of clear my mind. I love the breathing exercises. It really helps me to feel grounded. And I love the Balance app because it's so simple. I have used Calm before and Headspace, but I get really overwhelmed with scrolling on those apps because there are so many options available to you. And sometimes when you have too many options, you end up spending 20 minutes scrolling and not actually doing the activity that you want to do. And with Balance, the titles are really easy. It will literally just say meditation for energy or for stress or to help you to sleep. And they are 5 to 10 minutes long. There's also a foundation program. So you can start with foundation 1 and work your way up in terms of the complexity of the type of meditation that you experience. And as you go through the program, it helps you to identify new strategies as well. And new ways of meditating, which has been really interesting to learn different ways of meditating and what works for me, which I've really loved. So that app has been really useful. So I re-implemented that strategy last week, which helped me to feel more grounded. The third strategy that I use when I'm not in the most positive of spaces is to really focus on my nutrition. And the reason why I focus so much on my nutrition is because I feel so depleted of energy, and I know that healthy food, lots of vegetables, lots of fruit, lots of fibers, lots of seeds in my diet will help to give me the boost that I actually need right now in the moment. So that's been a really interesting strategy. And something else that I implemented new last week was when I think about cooking, I'm very organized on a week to week basis in terms of what I buy for this from the supermarket. And I usually physically go to the supermarket to purchase my food. I used to do a lot of online shopping, but actually I've been enjoying taking the kids to the supermarket so they can also choose things that they want to eat. And it makes it more exciting for us to cook meals together as a family, knowing that we've all chosen ingredients that we want for the week. I would normally prepare those meals in bulk over the weekend, especially Sunday, to keep me going for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But because I've been lacking the energy, cooking just feels overwhelming at the moment. I just don't have the headspace to think about what I'm going to do. And once I have cooked a meal and cleaned up the mess, in terms of the washing up, and even if it's loading the dishwasher, I feel so incredibly drained. And that's how I know how exhausted and overwhelmed I am when I can't even do my daily activities, or I struggle to do them or have the energy for them. I know that that's something that really impacts me. So what I decided to do was to try something new. And I thought this will be quite fun as well. I've been looking up all the kind of meal kit delivery plans that are out there from HelloFresh and Gusto, and I came across a plant-based meal delivery kit company called Planted. And just going on their website, I felt energized. I felt excited about the different types of meals that they had available. I loved all the different kind of colors and the vibrancy from what they were showing on their website. And when you make your first purchase, you get 30% off. So that was a bargain. And your first purchase, in terms of the delivery costs, are completely free. And then I thought to myself, well, this is a cool experiment. Let's see how much it costs to have 4 meals delivered for our family. Now, because Kai's at nursery and he has his evening meal at nursery, I really only need to feed the 3 of us. So I ordered enough food for the 3 of us, which cost £40 for the week. And then I'll have to top up on shopping for breakfasts and lunches and snacks and things like that. So I'm going to see what kind of comparison it works out to be this week compared to next week when I go back to my normal shopping. And also with Planted, you can pause your subscription. So next week, I may not order the meals and see how I get on when I have more energy to be able to actually organize myself and cook the meals that I really want to make. But if I like it, I'm absolutely going to continue with the subscription. So watch this space. I will feedback as to how much I enjoy it. But that strategy, again, is removing all of the stress of food cooking. It gives me more time back. I feel more efficient. The meals can be cooked within 15 minutes and there'll be limited kind of cleaning up to do because all of the ingredients are kind of given to you. A lot of the sauces are pre-prepared, even though they're fresh, so you don't even have to make them. I'm very much looking forward to the Thai green curry, which I think I'm going to cook tonight, which will be really exciting. And yeah, let's see what happens. And I think that having, even last week, I made some vegetable juices, I made chia seed puddings, I made smoothies every day with loads of greens like celery and kale and spinach. I even put some broccoli in my smoothies alongside lots of fruit to try and, yeah, help me to get re-energized. The fourth strategy that I've got is that last week I was really struggling with physical activity. Just doing the yoga was enough for me when I would normally every week be cycling to work, which is 8 miles each way. On the way to work, it takes 35 minutes-ish, but on the way back, it's very hilly, so it takes me about 55 minutes. So that's an amazing hour and a half of really strenuous exercise for me daily. I would do one kind of strength workout in our garage with kettlebells and kind of weights once a week, and then do some daily walks. But I knew last week and the week before there was no way I could cope with that kind of activity. So I decided to then strip it back to 10 to 15 minutes of stretching or yoga. But I also decided to make sure that I implement daily walking into my routine. And doing the school run last week actually felt exhausting. Like walking 20 minutes to school and 20 minutes back was just, I cannot believe how tiring it was for me. But it did really help me to realize how exhausted that I was and how physically depleted and emotionally depleted that I was. So I knew that it was okay and I accepted it. But it was nice to step out into nature with no phone, no headphones, just me and my walk and my thoughts and my emotions. And it just helped me to kind of clear my head from kind of a lot of the negative thoughts and the anxieties that I was feeling last week. I don't know if you've ever felt unwell and you don't know when it's going to end and how many days you're going to experience those symptoms. But for me, that's torture. So I was trying to do everything in my power to make sure that I would have a speedier recovery. And the fifth strategy I have is actually understanding when you need to set your boundaries and say no. So whether that's taking time off for sick leave if you're in a permanent job, or for someone like me who's a locum, actually liaising with the employer and saying, actually, I just need to take a few days of unpaid leave, or try to work maybe 1 or 2 days an hour to allow me something to do during the day and kind of keep my mind occupied and slightly distracted from the kind of negative space that I was in. But also the flexibility to say that, hey, if I tried to do work and it didn't work out, I'm just not going to do it, and then I don't get paid. The stress of not being paid is a little bit frustrating for me and something that I am managing because I'm quite new to locum life. But deep down, I just knew that I just had to stop, and pretty much immediately. So yoga, meditation, eating nutritious meals, taking time out for walks, and then also setting my boundaries and understanding when I can't work has really allowed me to recover within a week. And it's Monday today, so I am back to my normal schedule and I actually feel up for it. I'm really excited for the week. I'm feeling so much better mentally. So I wanted to share those strategies with you because, like I said earlier, I did a poll on LinkedIn where I asked how many of my connections or followers on LinkedIn are parents. And I was so surprised that around 70% of you are parents. Some of you are new parents for the first time. Some have multiple children. Some have little newborns at home and are struggling with all the night wakings and managing a new baby and understanding everything that comes with new parenting. But that really helped me to realize that actually I'm not alone in this journey. I'm not the only person who's dealing with what I am going through right now. I've managed stress and overwhelm in my life on many occasions, but I've never gotten to the point where I feel physically unwell and I feel like I need to stop everything I'm doing, take a step back from where I am to understand what's happening. And dealing with anxiety, I've never experienced that really before in my life. So it was quite shocking. But at the same time, I felt really reassured when I actually opened up to my LinkedIn community about it. And so many people were just bombarding me with messages of love and care and connection and reassurance that they've been through the same situation. People shared so many ideas as to what I could do or try. But I think all I needed was time. And I just want you to know that I hope that these ideas or strategies are things that either resonate with you and you've tried them before and they've also worked in your kind of juggle with work life, home life and parenting. But if you haven't been through an experience like this, that you try to understand what your boundaries are and where you need to stop. And hopefully some of this content has helped you on that journey. And it feels good that I get to share it with you. This is really cool. I haven't actually recorded a video for my YouTube channel where I talk directly to camera. So please comment and let me know what you think, whether or not the information is helpful or useful. If you did like this video, hit that like button. And please, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would absolutely love it if you subscribe to the channel. We will hopefully catch up on another week when I am feeling way better than I am now. But also, if there is content that you want me to talk about, feel free to comment and let me know. Have a wonderful day and we will speak soon.